is your Sport Light final. 15 sleds, and they are racing in Iowa.
Katie bar to the door. Here they come.
Down the stretch they go into that left-hand turn.
Now this is going to be interesting because, like you said, here's 15 sleds, and these are Sport Light riders. You've seen how they checked out. I mean, now put your Pro Light and your Pro Open drivers there and see how they check up there.
Jordan Brinkman is your early leader. Seth Rathauer, Dawson Lugert, Marco Travaglini, and Shane Seuss, your top 5 right now in the Sport Light final.
We talked about our track that we had in Bessemer, Michigan. We are, again, going to name this the Dirty Dozen. I mean, it is just a minefield going down. Everybody making it down that part of the racetrack safely. Then they transition and go back uphill. And this is what we talked about, that these drivers, as they go back uphill, because of the fact that they're really stiffening up the suspensions in these sleds, that, you know, if they brake check hard or they get out of rhythm, that thing's going to start floating around on the back out of them. So it's Brinkman out in front now. I'm sorry.
That's okay. 4 laps to go for Jordan Brinkman out of Lake City, Minnesota, brought to you by Sunoco Race Fuel. And down the hill he comes, and he's getting everything he can out of the field. Look at the battle for second back there, Mike.
Really heating up. That's Ruhauer and Dawson Lugert. Those two guys going bar to bar.
Great shot at the very bottom of the hill, but up the hill comes your leader.
I'll tell you what, Brinkman looking impressive. That downhill section for him, he was spot on. He had good rhythm, hit his marks, had a good downhill. There you see Iceman out there, cross flags, halfway done, Hawk.
Left-hand turn, and down the hill he comes once again. Is this our Air Force flyaway tonight, the downhill section, Mike?
It's called aim high. Well, they're going low, but you better aim high when you're headed down the hill.
Believe it. Wow, Jordan very smooth through that section of the racetrack right now.
Off camber a little bit, was able to gather it up. Ooh, there your third place driver. That's Shane Seuss, had to gather it up also, as he was out of shape a bit.
There have been few racetracks where I've been more grateful to be in the booth instead of on the track than this one, Mike.
I talked to the cameraman that's working down at the bottom of the hill, because they've been up and down 3 times already today. I'm about ready for a nap.
2 laps to go for Jordan Brinkman on that Sunoco Race Fuel Arctic Cat out of Lake City, Minnesota, the 284. Got the stud boy hole shot and is having no issues with that downhill. Look at that battle for second back there, though, again. Seuss and Lugert continue to battle for that second place spot. Now it's Shane Seuss.
Yeah, and Bo Tibbetts also, he's starting to get in that battle a bit there. So really, pretty tight battle between second, third, and fourth place.
Up the hill goes the field, but a giant, almost 5-second lead for Brinkman right now. He'll make that left-hand turn. Over the AMSOIL finish line, the white flag is out for Jordan Brinkman. And down the hill he comes, one final time. A little style through the air there, Mike. And look at that battle back there behind him as you see him coming down the hill, though. Second, third, and fourth are still in question with a half a lap to go here in Dubuque, Iowa.
And that's really tightening up there. That's Seuss sitting in second. Third place is Lugert. Lugert on a skidoo out of Otsego, Minnesota.
Up the hill they go. But into the final turn goes Brinkman. On the gas, the checkers will fly, and the win will go to Jordan Brinkman. But the battle races through the GoPro corner. Out of the turn, over the finish line they go, and Shane Seuss will take second. Dawson Lugert will take third. Bo Tibbetts fourth. And it looks like Austin Springer held on for the 5th and final spot there in the top 5.
In third place, he's out of Otsego, Minnesota, racing for Cowboy Jacks, Fly Racing Stud Boy. On the number 188 Skidoo, that's Dawson Lugert. In second place, from Staples, Minnesota, racing for FXR Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis, Transport Graphics, along with AMSOIL on the 444 Polaris, Shane Seuss. And your winner comes from Lake City, Minnesota, racing for Woody's Towing, CNA Pro Ski, Arctic Cat, Woody's, and FXR. On the 284 Arctic Cat, Jordan Brinkman. I believe Chelsea's down there in her onesie. Hi, Chelsea. Welcome back.
Thank you, Mikey. Glad to be back. I'm here with our Sportlight top 3 in the 3rd spot. Actually, I have to go back. Exciting thing about this podium, 2 guys on the podium tonight, first time ever. So let's first talk to Dawson Lugert. How does it feel to be up on the box?
Really good.
And what was your strategy? What was your key to 3rd spot?
I just wanted a good hole shot, and I know I could keep it from there.
And who do you want to thank today?
I want to thank my mom, my dad, Cowboy Jacks, Fly Racing, 999 goggles, Mobius braces, the Bauerleys for helping me get my sled ready for the hole shot. And obviously that worked really good.
Well, congratulations, Dawson. I'm sure there'll be parties in your trailer tonight. Over in the 2nd spot, come on down, Shane. 2nd spot, also first time up on the box, Shane Seuss. Now you have ridden on a regional circuit, now moving up to nationals. Talk about that level of competition and really what it means to get up on the box here.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this is my 2nd year racing, so it's going from regionals to nationals. It's sweet to get on the box. I mean, it's kind of been my accomplishment for the last 2 years, so I finally achieved it. So,
when you guys put on a really good show today, who do you want to thank for 2nd spot?
First, there's too many people. There's a lot of people, but first I'd like to thank Scott, Wheels of Thunder. They've set up my sled all year, and they've stuck with me. My mom, my sister, her boyfriend Mike, Jim, Pro Power Sports, Transport, Ultimax, Polaris, FXR, Dickies, EBS. They've all been a help this whole year. Of course, I want to thank my girlfriend for always being there. So, thank you.
Well, congratulations. Great race today. And up on top, your big winner today, Jordan Brinkman. Now, Jordan, you had a huge gap between you and the 2nd place rider. Talk about getting that start and running away from him.
I'd have to give the start to Ryan Duncan. He's been getting my clutching set up all year, and today I finally hit the light right on time, and it took me out to the front.
And it really paid off. Who else do you want to thank today?
I'd like to thank Sunoco Racing Fuel, General Formulations, Articat, Heinens, Fox, Motion Pro, Speedworks, Scott Goggles, Woody's Racing, and my mom and my dad for helping me out with everything. Thank you guys so much.
Well, congratulations, Jordan. That is your top 3 here in Sportlight. Make sure you guys all stay tuned. Opening ceremony is coming up next.
And they're racing in Iowa.
Oh, look at Ishuel.
Ishuel shot out of a cannon. But Tim Tremblay with the stud boy hole shot.
Looks like Cam going with him. Here we go into the roundabout. Exactly what we talked about. It's a big circle to square away. And Cody Cam gets by Tim Tremblay.
Cody Cam to the inside there, and he took your lead away from the points leader.
Hold on,
Down the hill they come.
Here we come.
And look at those racers down that hill. Right now it's Cam, Tremblay, and Ishuel. And we will set the field again for you as they make their way. Cam!
Cam got
Backs them all up right there.
Yeah, he went outside, and that caused, of course, Tremblay to get into the back of him a little bit. Really no harm, no foul, except that it slowed Tremblay down. Otherwise, he probably could have made the pass if he was on the inside.
The 53 is Cody Cam, and Tim Tremblay right behind him. Then you got Ross the Boss Martin right now sitting in 3rd, Tucker Hibbert back in 5th.
Renheim in 6th, Ryan Springer in 7th, but there is your leader, Cody Cam. Tremblay on the outside, on the tree line. Look at him as they come down that hill.
Oh. My goodness, am I holding my breath in the booth? What must it be like to be on the sled again? Cam Boggs in the middle of the turn, but up the hill he goes.
You know, these sleds have a lot more power than the classes we've raced earlier. I think one of the things is that we're starting to watch the snow out on the bottom. We'll watch next time. That's really causing him to check up a bit.
Tremblay catches her leader once again by a bit. Over the AMSOIL finish line. It's Cam, it's Tremblay, it's Martin, it's Ishuel, and Tucker Hibbert still in 5th, followed by Renheim and Springer. Cam with big air.
Tremblay about a second behind your race leader, Cody Cam.
Oh my goodness. Mike, I'm sorry, but Cam almost tripled that. Second is Tremblay.
See, he tried to go underneath. That's what he's going to try to do. Watch him on this next lap. There's still 5 to go. You watch Tremblay. He's just setting them up to try to make a move on the bottom part of the course underneath.
Those sleds are working so hard going up those hills, Mike. Over the AMSOIL finish line, 4 laps to go. It continues to be Cam, Tremblay, Martin, Ishuel, and Hibbert. Down the hill they
what
come.
Tremblay did. Tremblay went to the inside. Oh! Tremblay had it sideways, gathers it back up. Watch him now as he tries to come back down underneath.
He got him that time.
Yes,
An
he did.
elbow. Inside goes Tremblay. And to the lead Bryson. Up the hill goes Tremblay, but Cam's not done yet. He'll look to the inside.
You can be rest assured, Cody Cam went to school there. He is going to try the same move if he can get close enough.
Tremblay with the left-hander, and down the hill comes your new leader and your points leader.
I think Tremblay, since he made the pass, has showed a little more power here. Starting to stretch out a bit.
It's Tremblay, Cam, and now Ishuel up into third. Something happened to Ross Martin there, Mike, because he's dropped all the way back. So it's Tremblay, Cam, Ishuel, and Hibbert right now, your top four.
Look at Tremblay. Tremblay's starting to stretch out a bit here.
That AMSOIL sled has some horsepower up that hill, Mike.
You know, we talked about the points coming into this heat and the fact that Cody Cam 30 points behind, that if he won the heat, he would pick up 7 points. Let's go the other way. Tim Tremblay wins it. He's going to put another 7 between them.
And I'll tell you what, we know all about the inverted starting line, but those points mean everything to Tremblay, Cam, and Hibbert right now. And the man on the point, Tim Tremblay, is going to benefit greatly if he can hang on for another lap and a half.
Boy, Tremblay looked over his shoulder. Look at him. He's still looking over at the other lane.
He can't believe it.
He's looking where everybody's at, and he's going, man, this is working well.
Top of the hill is Tremblay. Hard left-hand turn at the GoPro turn. Over the AMSOIL finish line on the AMSOIL sled with 1 lap to go here in Iowa.
Boy,
There's
almost
Cody
3
Cam.
seconds between he and Cam. Like I said, once he got by him, he really started to stretch it out.
And you saw just for a second there, Tucker Hibbert, we have a yellow on the track on the downhill. Everybody has to check up. Boy, that's a difficult spot to be on checking up on your sled.
And they pulled it back in, so fortunately everybody off the track or back on the track before the racers got around that area.
Back up the hill they come for the final time. A right-hand turn through the GoPro final corner. Tim Tremblay, your points leader, will take the win in this Pro Open qualifier here in Iowa.
That is a big, big win for Tim Tremblay.
Cody Cam will come across in second, Elias Ishuel in third, then Tucker Hibbert fourth, and Adam Renheim will round out the top 5. And they're racing in Iowa. And we'll give Andrew Carlson the stud boy hole shot.
Boy, he's got Narsa right with him in the roundabout.
Narsa to the outside, Andrew Carlson to the inside, and Narsa comes out of the turn with the lead. But Carlson's not done yet.
So now they'll transition into the first downhill. Narsa, Carlson, Lemieux, Pauline, and Korn.
Down the hill they come. Big air for Peter Narsa, teammate to Cody Cam, who ran second in that first Pro Open qualifier. At the bottom of the hill, the left-hander, and up the hill goes Narsa. Great shot of the battle back there between Carlson and Lemieux starts to make his way up the hill.
Narsa to the top of the hill will make the roundabout across the AMSOIL finish line. Look at the battle starting to develop now for second and third. That would be Lemieux sitting in second. Kyle Pauline, or that's for third and fourth.
That's
My
right.
apologies.
Carlson in second, then Lemieux in Pauline.
Right,
That's
would
right.
be Lincoln Lemieux and Kyle Pauline in fourth. As you indicated, Andrew Carlson on the Carlson Motorsports Polaris sitting in second place, that 151 rider.
Great start for Andrew Carlson, and he hangs on to second for now, but Lemieux is all over his tail as they make their way up the hill. Inside move for Carlson. Here comes Lemieux.
We talked about Lemieux racing somewhat injured as he again dislocated his shoulder in round number 12 in Michigan last weekend. It was a tough deal. He said he's got it all taped up. He's wearing a harness to hold it tight to his body. Hawk, you work with a lot of professional athletes. Yeah. Once you've got a dislocated shoulder, man, I'll tell you what, it is just it'll go out at almost any time.
It absolutely will. The great, I shouldn't say the great thing, I guess the positive thing about it is, from what I hear, it gets less painful each time it goes out, but it does get out easier, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Outside goes Lemieux, though, and he has taken the spot from Carlson.
Boy, he just powered around
He
the
sure
outside,
did.
too. It looked like there may have been a little contact coming between Carlson and Lemieux, but Lemieux able to rocket around the outside, no contact, makes a pass. Now Lemieux sitting in second.
And here comes Senior Smiley. Kyle Pauline to the outside of Andrew Carlson. He'll have position. He won't use it.
Look at him on the inside. His skis are the skis that are kind of that black and white camouflage. That's the Levi Lavallee series ski that he is using.
So that's your battle for third. Peter Narsa has checked out on this. And then you've got Lincoln Lemieux, but there's the battle for third. Carlson outside. Pauline with an inside move. Over the AMSOIL finish line with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he couldn't quite make it work. Just couldn't carry the speed on the inside. I think if he would have went outside, he may have been able to make the pass. But yet Carlson racing really strong here, able to hold on to the spot. And look at Senior smile.
He got him.
Just floated by him in the air on the downhill.
No surprise that he likes that part of the racetrack because Kyle Pauline likes big air. There's your leader, though, the 54 of Peter Narsa. He's out front and out front by a bunch. Over the AMSOIL finish line with 2 laps to go.
So Narsa, he is headed back uphill.
All the way from Sweden. His first time here in Dubuque, Iowa. And he's making the rest of the pack pay right now. Up the hill he goes once again. An almost 4-second lead over Lemieux for Narsa. The Hintges sleds are hooked up tonight. Horsepower for days, Mike.
Well, you go in and ask any of these teams, so how many horses that 600 or that 600cc motor made? They just smile at you.
Yeah, as many as we want is what they say. White flag is out for Peter Narsa. You saw for just a second Lincoln Lemieux, but it's an almost 5-second lead for Peter Narsa out of Sweden as he makes his way out of that turn at the bottom of the hill for the final time in this Pro Open qualifier.
Like you said, the Hintges sled's running so strong, that Pertec team that Nate Hintges has put together. And the story of how they picked up Peter Narsa so that they didn't have to do battle between him and Cody Cam.
Well, that time it worked out for sure. Narsa with a 4.2-second win over Lincoln Lemieux here in Iowa. And they're racing in Iowa. And into the turn they go.
Boy, somebody had it set up.
That's the 63 of Zach Mason with the stud boy hole shot.
Set up awesome.
Man, did he time that light right.
On the roundabout, then it gets serious.
Here comes Aki.
And Aki said, oh no, it ain't gonna be that easy.
Mason and Pelaya, the left-hander, ran out of racetrack.
The big fin pushes him way to the outside.
There's a forest over there, guys, be careful. Down the hill comes Pelaya, your new leader. Zach Mason and second will try to look to the inside. There's James Johnstead as well.
We've talked about Aki being consistent in the fact that he's maybe been on the bottom part of the podium in third place the last few rounds, but I think he may have listened to us and said, I should probably step it up here a bit.
Absolutely. Kate Osborne down trackside's got more on Aki Pelaya.
How much you like the track. And you really like, a lot of these guys talk about the fact that this ice is uncomfortable or whatever it might be for them, but Aki's one of those guys that really reminds him of being at home. And right now it looks like he's definitely capitalizing on what's comfortable.
Aki told me a moment ago, Mike, right before these races started, that he gets a month off, and then guess what happens? When he gets home, he goes racing again.
Goes racing again. Yeah, if you have to remember that the snowcross racing season in Europe just a little bit later, Marika Renheim talked about that, her sister getting ready for the women's championship in Europe, and the girls here, both Alina and the rest of the European girls will be going back to compete in that. But boy, he's looking strong right now on the Dirty Dozen on that downhill.
He certainly is. It's Pelaya, it's Mason, it's Johnstead, then Telfer and Oakmar Helgman. That's your top 5 right now, and he won round 2 of the Pro Light division.
Lining up the rest of them, Kyle Rao, then it's Adams, Blanchard, Turchanik, and Lynn. But Aki Pelaya looking strong. Zach trying to make up some ground. Last time it was 1.5 seconds, the difference between these two drivers.
That Jimmy John sled, guess what? It's freaky fast. With 2 laps to go, Aki Pelaya heads down the hill again.
Rumor has it he may like the number 4, just so you know.
Well, that doesn't surprise me a bit. Great shot right there as they make their way down the hill.
Boy, Gary Corral's so excited to have, Aki racing with him this year and doing a great job on the racetrack. It'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to that points lead and end up being the Pro Light champion. Like we said, 5 rounds yet to go.
Well, consistency is the name of the game everywhere, but especially in the Pro Light division where you literally seem to have a different winner every night. 1 lap to go for Aki Pelayo. Mason now 2.2 seconds behind him. Then James Johnstead continues to be Max Telfer and Marcus Oakmar Helgman, your top 5 right now. Big error. My goodness, almost tripled there again.
You know, watch the tracks on the downhill because you're not seeing them braking much. You know, if you were to see that track stop, that means they're trying to bring the nose of the snowmobile down just a bit. That's not happening. They're just keeping power on, keeping that track rotating, keeping the front of the track up as they make that downhill descent.
Through the GoPro final turn, the checkers will fly. Aki Pelayo has won. He won round 2 of the Pro Light division here in Iowa. Zach Mason, a strong second place finish. Then James Johnstead, Telfer in 4th, and Oakmar Helgman rounds out your top 5. And they're racing in Iowa. Wow, look at that. Into the turn goes the 177 of Angove with the stud boy hole shot.
And go,
Oh,
no.
off the sled.
And to back up, that's good to see. We'll catch the number and the name of that driver as they go around the roundabout.
We're being told that was the 727 of Jacob Yurk that was off his sled, still sitting there in the middle of the track.
Yeah, trying to get that sled fired.
Angove, Doubt, and Jess, your top 3 as they head down the hill. The Dirty Dozen trying to take casualty here. Look at this.
It is gnarly.
Wow.
Hold on, guys. Down into the corner. Angove's still out in front. He is your leader. Evan Doubt right behind him, and then defending points champion, Montana Jess sitting in 3rd.
Jess has really been resurgent through this part of the season. Mike, you mentioned it a moment ago, but he's got his sled back under him again and looking good. Right now, though, a lot of hill to climb, literally and figuratively, as Jake Angove is out front with a few laps to go here and an almost 2.5 lead, Mike.
Angove was your winner in round number 12. Pretty excited. He was on the podium both round 11 and 12 in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Now out in front here in round 2, heat 2 of Pro Light qualifying. Looking strong, but man, we've talked about Evan Doubt. Evan has just found ways to just really find another gear to catch riders and then make a pass on them.
Jake Angove out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Over the Amsoil finish line. Looks like we've got 3 laps to go in heat 2 round here of the Pro Light division here. Again, Angove, Doubt, Jess, Pat Note, and Kern, your top 5 right now. Into the bottom of the hill. Out of the Dirty Dozen. And up the hill he goes again.
You know, and we haven't groomed for a while now, so this track's starting to change more. You heard early on that after a couple of rounds of qualifying in Pro Open, the track was still pretty smooth, but now we're about 5 races into it. You start looking at the lips on those faces on the jumps and that, they're starting to get chewed up, and especially in the landings, watch them chewed up a little bit. Makes it a little more risky for these drivers on that downhill.
That jump right there and this one are the difference makers on that downhill, the Dirty Dozen right there, Mike. Those will get more and more interesting throughout the night. Just see the battles going on back. But Angove, a 2.6 second lead over Doubt and Jess right now.
Yeah, he was
running away with this one.
Man, he was 0.7 of a second faster last lap than Evan Doubt and the rest of the field. Angove really has come prepared here to Dubuque, Iowa for round 13 of Pro Light Racing.
There's Evan Doubt out of Longville, Minnesota. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go here in heat 2 round 2 of the Pro Light division.
Montana Jess still holding on to 3rd. Good run, a qualifying run for him here. But Angove seems to have it all put together. He brings the 177 Judnick Motorsports Polaris downhill, back uphill, and he should hold on to a win here.
Mike, with 30 sleds in this class, job number 1 is stay out of the LCQ.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. You know, there's no points in it. It's just merely a way to get yourself into the final, and you're in the back row anyhow.
Angove will take the win in heat 2 round 2 of the Pro Light division. Evan Doubt comes across in 2nd. Here comes Montana Jess. He'll hang on for 3rd, then Pat Note in 4th, Kern in 5th. Heat 3 round 2. And they're racing in Iowa. Into the turn they go. The 114, I believe, of Alex Berglund with the stud boy hole shot.
They're in the roundabout. Look at Coutu working the outside. He's already up the fourth, and he gets bent.
Oh, he did, and Daniel Benham to the lead.
So it's Benham out front, then it's Mollem. There was contact between third and fourth. That's Poirier and Berglund.
So Poirier all the way to third from the back row in less than half a lap, Mike.
Crafty veteran driver knows what he needs to do and got it done.
Big air for Benham, who was so fast in round 12. He's already out front here in Heat 3, round 2 of the Pro Light Division in Iowa.
And on the podium in round 12 in Michigan.
Up the hill they come. Continues to be Benham, Mullen, and Poirier right now, your top three.
Well, he's starting to spread it out a little bit.
The 221 is your leader over the AMSOIL finish line. 4 laps to go for Daniel Benham. Lorenz now up to fourth. Down the hill they come. The battle's about to begin for second, it looks like, as Poirier has reeled in Mullen. Mullen gets a little squirrely, and now here comes Lorenz as well.
Yeah, Lorenz trying to charge. He's got to start making up some ground. Had a problem in round 11, actually broke the crank in his snowmobile. Did not have a good finish in the round 12 final. Now we got a yellow, and we'll see if we can catch
right
that.
there at the inside of the track, right here at the top of the hill.
We didn't really get a shot. Not quite sure who that driver is, but Benham able to get through there. Remember that yellow when it's waving, that means that they have to slow down. Their track, in essence, cannot leave the ground. They can't pass or jump in those areas.
I believe that was Andrew Lindholm we saw down at the bottom of the racetrack there with the yellow out. But Benham continues to lead with Martin Mullen in second. I believe Mullen might have won his first heat, so a good night so far for Martin Mullen.
That yellow flag's still out, so they've still got an issue with that sled in the corner there.
He's down inside the corner of the racetrack right there. They're having a hard time getting the sled unstuck. Over the AMSOIL finish line with 2 laps to go. It's Benham, it's Mullen, and now Nicholas Lorenz into third, Mike.
Well, watch Lorenz trying to charge, make up some ground here. Real certain how he did his first round of qualifying, but a third would definitely help him here.
The lighting on that downhill along with the camera work by our ISOC crew is just fantastic, isn't it?
You know, you have to take and look at all of the different resources that ISOC and the AMSOIL Championship Snowcross Series uses. Really giving us some great lighting on this racetrack.
I got distracted by Nicholas Lorenz wheeling like Evel Knievel up the hill the entire time right there. Benham, Mullen, and Lorenz, your top 3 with 1 lap to go here in Iowa. It's Heat 3, round 2 of the Pro Light Division.
Look at Lorenz. Lorenz going to go way inside this time, trying a little different line, see if he can make up some ground.
At the bottom of the hill, it's Benham, Mullen, Lorenz. And up the hill they go for the final time. Lorenz, not enough time to make the move. At the top of the hill, he'll look to the inside for a moment. Into the GoPro final turn, and the checkers will fly. The win will go to Daniel Benham. Mullen hangs on for second, Nicholas Lorenz in third.
Good run for Daniel Benham. Like we said, he was on the podium in round 12 in Michigan, now taking and winning round 2, his heat here in round 2. That's a good run for him.
And they're racing in Iowa.
Remember what we talked about the roundabout?
Yeah.
This is during rush hour.
Jay Lura with the stud boy hole shot,
Look
and
at
he is your leader.
Anderson going inside, though. Anderson, he is on the skidoo, working the inside line. But
and Lura will hold on to it.
Lura's going to hold on to it. Boy, that's some good racing on his part.
Lura, Anderson, Giesman, Grove, and Peterson, your top 5 right now, and Fast Freddy is on the move from 4th back there.
Boy, a little lane changing here and there, like the 405 in California.
At the bottom of the hill, they make that turn. Up the hill they come. Jay Lura out of Hawley, Minnesota, continues to be your leader. Great shot as they make their way up. You can hear those sleds working their way up the hill, Mike.
You know, and we're talking, you know, this is FXR Sport now. So these are pretty true stockers. They can do a few things clutching-wise and that, but you know, you can really see how these 600cc motors pull their way up the hill.
It's Lura, it's Anderson, it's Giesman, it's Grove and Downs. Right now, your top 5 as things continue to be unsettled everywhere but the top 2. Lura now more than a 2-second lead over second place Cameron Anderson. Up the hill they come. Great shot at the top 3, top 4, top 5 right there as they make their way up.
You know, when we take a look at this, we've seen some races be contested early on as they make that first transition around the roundabout. But as we watch the rest of the field come through here, that's Jake Giesman in 3rd, Freddie Grove right behind him, and then, you know, Eric Downs sitting in 4th place. It seems like who's ever getting the hole shot that can get himself positioned around the roundabout and on the downhill has a tendency to stay there.
The track is plenty wide, but it's so fast and so crazy that it's kind of hard to pass if you're not out front. Freddie Grove trying to prove me wrong, though. Fast Freddie in 4th, looking to get on the podium. Jake Giesman right now continues to run 3rd. That's the battle we've been focusing on. And Eric Downs, by the way, in 5th, once part of this as well.
There's
the
Giesman
139,
right there.
that's right.
That's your 3rd place driver. So there's 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there. It's still Jay Laura out front. There you're seeing Cameron Anderson just in the front of that shot, sitting in 2nd place. Yellow flag out. Who is this for?
Boy, that's a tough place for a yellow to be right there. That's the 213. I believe it said 213. I don't see that on the list there, so we'll take a look at it for a second. But a sled off the track right there in a bad spot. The yellow came out. Make sure everybody got slowed down there. Up the hill they go.
We're trying to see who that was. I think that was your leader. I think it was the 217 of Jay Laura.
Cameron Anderson is now your leader.
Break.
It was your leader at the time, Jay Lura, who was off his sled.
You know, you said 213, and I knew there wasn't a 213 in here, but there was a 217.
Oh, my.
We didn't see it as we were focusing on that 3rd place battle, but Jay Laura, this racetrack, the Dirty Dozen, has jumped up and found its first victim and taken him from the lead in the FXR Sport Final.
Yep, the Dirty Dozen threw the grenade and got Jay Lura. Into the turn they go at the top of the hill. The 725 of Cameron Anderson is now your leader, and he's got the white flag in his sights over the AMSOIL finish line with 1 lap to go.
Here's another driver that's really stepped it up, was on the podium in Michigan. Look at the battle behind him.
That's for 3rd back there.
3rd place.
Between Grove and Downs, and that's the last spot on the podium, and don't think they don't know that.
Oh
my goodness, stay on it, off his sled!
No!
And great job by missing that racer right there.
Man.
Fantastic job of missing the racer on the track. Back up the hill, we'll make sure that our medical unit gets right to him. Our FXR mobile medical unit, make sure he's okay.
Well, you've seen that one coming, but here comes your race leaders.
Out of the final turn, the flames and the flags will fly. Jake Giesman, I should say, it says here. Is that right?
Boy, apparently Cameron involved in an incident too.
Let's see what happens
He's
here.
on the backside
You're
of the
right.
racetrack, right
Is
behind
that
the
him?
finish line. Yes.
At the very entrance of the final turn on the racetrack?
Watch that sled as it moves forward. If it's got the black Skidoo hood on it, that was your race leader.
We're going to have to take a breath, though, because let's take a look at the crash while we make sure who the top 3 officially is. Here's the crash. He gets a little off-center right there, Mike, and as you said, you saw it coming right there. But look at the racer with the skill to make sure he doesn't run over that racer on the racetrack.
Nicked him a little bit. That Downs? Yep, Downs.
Yes.
Look at him. Well, you get it sideways like that.
Oh.
And then look at Freddie Grove.
I tell you.
Freddie just turned that thing hard right and was able to get around and, you know, not touch Eric at all. Top 3 in 3rd place on an Artie Cat out of Prior Lake, Minnesota, racing for Fratellon Companies, FXR, Artie Cat, Speedworks, Studboy, and Spy. 3rd place goes to 151 Artie Cat, Riley Bester. And in 2nd place on a Skidoo out of Allenton, Michigan, racing for Fly Racing, D's Marine, Skidoo, Studboy, Scott USA, and Fox Shocks. On the number 725 Skidoo, Cameron Anderson. And your winner from Heartland, Vermont, racing for Ingles Performance, Skidoo 999 goggles, Fly 139 designs, and DP brakes on the 208 Skidoo. Your winner, Hunter Patnode. Chelsea, as if these guys aren't going to have anything to talk about, let's throw it down to you.
Hey guys, now this is our FXR Sport class. Riley Besser had quite the run today. He had to get a provisional in order to be in the LCQ, qualified through the LCQ, and now he's up on the box. Just recap that day for us.
It started off rough. I mean, in practice, I came off hard down the hill. And then going to the next heat, I took like 4th or something. Then the next one, I don't even know what happened. I got hit off into the corner and went into the trees again. So trees liked me today, but yeah, glad to be up here.
Well, congratulations. Who do you want to thank for your 3rd spot?
My mom, my dad, my sister, my whole team, Fredlone Racing, Doug for everything he does, working on my sled all night, and just everyone. 60 helmets, Spy goggles, FXR for getting me the sick gear, EVS, Rocks, Fox Shocks, Articat, Mike Coletti, Russ Ebert. They help a lot to make my sled fast and me. What else we got? Just everyone else I forgot. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Riley. Come on down. Congratulations, Cameron. Now, you had a fantastic start, and that led you up to the 2nd spot. There was a lot of chaos going on, though. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, I got a good start. Lurik got the whole shot. We were running 1-2 for a while. He crashed on downhill. And then I was running first. White flag coming on downhill. I went to stop, no brakes, so I blew the berm. And I got back up and came in 2nd. So.
Well, kind of a miracle here today. Who do you want to thank for that?
Oh, I like thanking my whole team, Anderson Racing, Deep Marine, Ski-Doo, Fox, Stud Boy, Fly, CNA Pro Skis, MBRP, and everyone else that helped me out.
Well, congratulations. Nice job. All right, Hunter, come on down. Now, Hunter, you ended up on top of the box, but I think there was a ton of confusion going into that. How do you stay consistent when there's so many yellows, and it's important to just keep in mind, just keep running your race?
I knew I just wanted to be safe in that race and just finish. Started back row, had a bad day of qualifying, got into a crash with Bester in the 2nd heat. Unfortunately, that took us both down, and luckily we're both up on the podium though, so that's pretty cool. And but off the start, I didn't know where I was, and then I saw one guy went down, and so I knew I went up another position, and then I saw another kid go down, and then I saw another kid over the berm. And I didn't know where I was, but I came off the track and I had a pretty good idea that I was in 3rd, and then they came up to me and told me I was in 1st because of other calls that were made out on the track. But overall, it was a bad day turned into a good day. So.
Well, congratulations. Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, my brother, my girlfriend, my mechanic, Jake. He's helped me out so much. He trained me this summer. And XPS, Skidoo, 139 Design, CTI knee braces, Fly Racing, NGK spark plugs, NSK, Brembo, KYB. Everybody's helped me out so much. I can't thank them all enough.
Well, congratulations. Great racing today in the FXR Sport class. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Motorcycles on the racetrack, and down the hill they go, and they are 3 abreast into the 1st turn.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun watching these guys go downhill and uphill.
Austin Madison with the Stud Boy hole shot into the lead.
And Cody Thompson was your #1 qualifier. Look at this.
Wow.
They're just able to
Talk
rail
about
around
carving. Yeah, man. A 5-lap feature for these pro snow bikes here. And down the hill they come. Now I'm going to say, that looks like fun. That doesn't mean I'd ever do it, but it looks like fun. Madison, Thompson, and Pryor, your top 3 at the bottom of the hill, and Thompson reeled in Madison.
He did. He made up some ground. Now let's see how he gets his snow bike to climb up the hill.
Uh-oh.
Problem.
Yeah, something looked odd there on Thompson's bike for a second. Look at that, just carving it up is Austin Madison. Over the AMSOIL finish line, 4 laps to go in this snow bike final. And now the battle's for 2nd back there between Thompson and Pryor.
Thompson on the outside, Travis Pryor on the inside, but here's your race leader. Austin Madison out of Jefferson, Wisconsin, racing for Rob's Performance. Also racing for the National Skidoo Dealers.
Up the hill he goes.
Pretty solid.
And that's Cody Thompson
Yeah,
right there.
Cody, I think, is falling back to third, having some issues. That guy's not having any problems, is he?
Not at all.
Oh.
Look at that. The 410 of Austin Madison. As you said, out of Jefferson, Wisconsin. Big air down the hill he goes. Smooth. So now it's Madison, Pryor, and Thompson, and I believe something might have went wrong with the suspension on Thompson's bike. Not sure. The 410 up the hill once again.
I feel right at home.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh!
Stay on the bike.
You know, that's one of the things we talked about the snow bikes is that, you know, they've got the back part of the sled, or of the bike rather, pretty well figured out. The big thing is trying to get the weight on the front part of the sled, or of the bike, to turn the way that they hoped that it would. Ooh. You see a lot of driving the back part of the bike there, whereas the front wasn't grabbing and turning the way he wanted it to. So that's where they really, really run into some issues.
Again, Madison and Pryor, and then Cody. Oh, off of his bike almost, and he holds on to it.
Austin having a little chat with himself, going, come on, you got this thing won.
Lap and a half to go.
Can't get any mistakes.
Up the hill he goes once again. Madison, Pryor, Thompson in this snowbike final. Into that GoPro final turn. Make that
Be interesting to find out what happened to Cody's bike, if it was something mechanical that he just wasn't able. Oh, yeah. It's mechanical.
Definitely is. One lap to go as the white flag is out for Austin Madison. Down the hill he comes for the final time.
He's been running so well, too, racing with that Woody's racing team out of Wyoming. He, of course, is from Nisswa, Minnesota, but right now your race leader from Jefferson, Wisconsin, Austin Madison.
Up the hill he goes for the final time. The 410. A right-hand turn at the Ramsucker. A left-hand turn into the GoPro final turn. And headed for the checkers. And the flames fly for Austin Madison here in Dubuque, Iowa. Here comes your 501. Oh, almost off the bike.
On the number 62 ride, that is Cody Thompson. Your second place finisher is on one of the snow bikes that is assisted by Artie Cat on the 501 ride. Give it up for Travis Priere. And your winner from Jefferson, Wisconsin, racing for Rob's Performance. Also for the National Skidoo Dealers, he is on the number 41 ride. That's Austin Madison. Let's go down to the Tyson Snowcross National Winner's Circle and hear from our top three. Chelsea?
Thank you, Mikey. This is the top three in our snowbike class. In third spot, Cody Thompson. Now, Cody, you raced both snowmobiles and now snowbikes. Talk a little bit about the elevation, because that's something we haven't seen a ton on the circuit this year.
Yeah, I think it's really challenging. It makes it tougher for everyone, because you got gearing, clutching for sleds, and just making sure you're doing the right things. Suspension setup, it's huge. It's challenging for sure.
A lot of changes and not a lot of time to do it from Michigan, I would imagine. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank Woody's Racing, Paul and Kim, my mechanic Matt, FXR 6D, Scott Goggles, my fiance back home. Thank you so much for supporting me, everyone. I appreciate all the hard work, and it's really paying off, and thank you guys.
Well, congratulations, Cody. Moving over to our second spot. Come on down, sir. Now we have to do a little intro. It's your first race ever on our circuit. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Travis Brewer. I'm from Elkader, Iowa.
Well, Travis, we're so glad to have you. What in the world made you decide to hop on a snow bike this weekend?
I bought a snow bike this fall, and Tuesday my dad's like, hey, there's a race at sundown. And I was like, we're going. It was fun.
It is a blast. Now, who do you want to thank for your second place here this weekend?
I'd like to thank my dad for, driving me down here this morning, and I'd like to thank Dan Sint from Sint Motorsports and Dubuque for hooking me up with the Camzo setup, and probably myself for buying it too. I mean,
Are you going to come out to Geneva now?
it's a thought.
All right, he's coming. He's on the schedule now. Well, congratulations. Glad you came out. And on top of the box, come on down, Austin. Austin Madison, you're a big winner. Now, you've had a very dominant season here in the snow bike class. Talk a little bit about that dominance and what you're looking forward to in Geneva.
Yeah, it's been hard. I've been putting in a lot of work at the track to fix my skills. Been working a lot of time in the shop, getting the bike ready to go, and all the hard work's finally paying off.
Well, congratulations. Who do you want to thank?
Number one, I got to thank Rob at Rob's Performance. He's putting so much effort into this and making it possible. Got to thank Chris at PR2 for the suspension work. Got to thank Jeff at PR2 for the engine work. Fox Shocks for working awesome. OGO Bags, they're all backing me, so it's all their help pays off. Got to thank my dad. Got to thank my brother. Got to thank all my family and friends for coming out and supporting me, and it's awesome.
Well, congratulations, Austin. I hear some sleds revving up in the background. Must be time to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Hands again. And they're racing in Iowa. Narsa to the inside with the stud boy hole shot.
Now watch Hibbert on the outside, even though Narsa's out front.
Look at Tremblay.
And look at Hibbert come down underneath.
Tremblay
right
inside.
Tremblay.
And we've got a new leader for the moment, but here comes Hibbert and here comes Narsa.
Wow! There they got together.
And Hibbert into second with an elbow. Down the hill they come. And Tremblay to the front again, Mike.
Wow.
From the back row.
That was a muscle move from the back row. Yes, it was.
And Narsa holds off Hibbert for the second. Sorry, Mike. Inside goes Hibbert.
Yeah, Hibbert, he had that inside line all set up. He knew he was going to come underneath strong. He was able to make the pass. So now you've got Tremblay, Hibbert right behind him. Then it would be Narsa, Carlson, Lemieux, and Corn Todd.
Let's take a look at that start of this race once again, because things got crazy right away, Mike.
As they launch hard, Corn Todd was there, but then Narsa peeked out front. Now, here's what I was watching. I was watching Hibbert as he come down underneath, but Tremblay had beat him to that hole, found the line, got around, moved out front. Now is your race leader, but Hibbert is right behind him.
Now talk to me, Mike, about how important this win is between Tremblay and Tucker Hibbert.
Well, again, Hibbert, as you watch what he does here, if Tremblay wins the heat, he gets the 5 bonus points. That would put Tucker down another 6, the way they are, 6 or 7 points the way they would finish right now. So, again, anytime you're in a heat with Tremblay, you marginally have to finish ahead of him, whether it's to win the heat or if Tremblay takes third, you want to make sure you're in second.
Up the hill they go, and we're hearing word. As by the way, Tucker reels in Tremblay at the bottom of that hill every time. Getting word that Lincoln Lemieux, Tim Tremblay's teammate, is off the racetrack, Mike. And I'm hoping it's not another shoulder issue.
That is just.
But he is off the racetrack right now.
Tough deal. I hope we can follow up on that.
Sounds like he's back on the track now, so maybe we had a mechanical. Regardless, the battle up front continues to be between Tremblay and Hibbert. It's Tremblay, Hibbert, and Narsa, 1, 2, 3. At the bottom of the hill, here comes Hibbert again. He'll try to duck underneath him right here, Mike.
Yeah, he'll always try to come down underneath. He'll try going as deep as he can, square up, try to come down underneath. Tremblay doing a great job. He's not going to fall for that one. The thing is that Hibbert's got to figure out another way to try to get around him, trying to set him up the same way and, trying to pull him into a little, misdirection if he can.
3 laps to go in this Pro Open qualifier. And it's a tale of 2 sides of the racetrack. At the bottom of the track, as we're headed to right here, Tucker Hibbert reels in Tremblay every time, but Tremblay just pulls him with the horsepower towards the top of the hill.
Tremblay looked like he's going a little bit bigger in the air than what Tucker is, and of course that's all in setup too. Some drivers find that by keeping their track on the ground, they're faster. Some find that, maybe jumping a little more, they're going to be a little faster. It's all the way they're set up and how they're used to driving. But right now, Tremblay doing a great job holding off Tucker Hibbert as they've got, I believe, 2 laps left to go?
2 laps to go here in Iowa. And Tim Tremblay came in your points leader and he's leading this Pro Open qualifier
Oh,
now.
those are the ones that you just kind of hold your breath for a second, hoping that they're going to gather it up.
But Mike, they say fast is loose, and he was so fast down that hill.
Well, and these guys are all such great athletes, but Tremblay, you have to look at him. If you go through the autograph signing session tomorrow, take a look at Tremblay. You know, he is just so big and strong. Like I said, they're all great athletes, but Tremblay, just a phenomenal athlete.
This would be a big win for Tim Tremblay as he heads down the hill on the
Again,
white
he
flag
was
lap.
sideways. Did you see that?
I did see that. Down the hill he comes. The lead has grown to 2.3 seconds. Your points leader. Back up the hill he goes. The T-Train, your 10-time and defending champion, tries to chase him down, but he's running out of time as they make the way to the top.
Tremblay's got all he has to do is come up around the roundabout, cross that Amsoil finish line, and that win will be his.
Head for the checkers. Over the Amsoil finish line, a fist in the air, and the win will go to Tim Tremblay.
Boy, and huge points for him there, too. Like we said, he'll get the 5 bonus points for the win in the heat, plus he's got the 12 points for the win.
It's in the starter's hands. And they're racing! And Elias did not get the jump that time.
No, it looked like Ross Martin, but look at that. That is going to be Cody Cam out in
Stud
front.
boy hole shot for Cody Cam. And Ross Martin comes with him, though, Mike.
Yeah, watch him work the inside now. We heard that's the line of preference. So that's Martin sitting there in second.
Here comes Kyle Pauline in third.
And then it would be Nastala sitting in fourth. Down the hill they go for the first time. The Dirty Dozen just waiting to see who it can gather up.
Cody Cam to the front. A second place in his first Pro Open qualifier. Right now he's on point in his second. The battle now is for second as Ross Martin and Kyle Pauline will start to battle momentarily. At the top of the hill, the right-hand turn through the Ram corner. And now the hard left-hand turn at the GoPro final turn. Look at that battle for second. Cam over the Amsoil finish line. 6 laps to go and a 1-second lead, Mike.
Martin right behind him. About 0.2 of a second faster. Cody was, about 1/10 of a second, so almost identical lap times the last time around this racetrack. But Martin not letting him run away, trying to make up some ground, and boy, you get him on the uphill though, and Cody just seemed to be just a tad bit stronger there.
From Kenosha, Wisconsin, for Polaris and Pertec and Amsoil, plus FXR, your leader, Cody Cam. There's the boss, the 837 of Ross Martin.
Pauline making up some ground and trying to work his way around Ross here. Kyle doing a great job of trying to catch the boss, who's right now in second place.
5 laps to go. Pauline looks to the extreme inside, but Ross Martin takes away the line. They're at the bottom of the hill. And suddenly, here comes Adam Rinheim. He may be part of this battle momentarily on that freaky fast Jimmy John sled.
Outside, yellow, and where's that? We've got a couple of drivers that are tied together
Elias
there.
Ishul right there, I do believe.
It looks like green skis up in the air.
So let's see what happens here, because that allowed Ross Martin to reel in Cody Cam. It certainly tightened the top 4 up, and we've got 4 laps to go. Down the hill they come again. It's Cam, it's Martin, it's Pauline, it's Rinheim, it's Springer. That's your top 5 here in Dubuque. At the bottom of the hill is Cam. Up the hill they come. We go down trackside to Kate Osborne with more on our leader. Kate?
Well, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, Cody did injure his shoulder. Then he went right into rounds 11 and 12 with a shoulder injury. He's coming in here only with a couple of days off, still with the same shoulder injury. He said he didn't have a lot of recovery. It's mentally something he definitely has to get over. I said, how is he feeling? He said, well, I guess we'll have to see when the light turns green. And obviously right now he's probably feeling decent.
Which is hard to believe on a hill that, I should say, a track as demanding as this one in Dubuque, Iowa. But right now, very, very fast lap times for Cody Cam. Second place in his first Pro Open qualifier. Almost hit a tree going up the hill that time.
Why didn't they take that branch off of there?
Well, he almost took it off for him there, Mike. I don't think you're supposed to run that class in the tree.
Just think of this, though. You know, these guys, they're wearing goggles and everything like that. Just think if that tree could have maybe ripped his goggles off,
Well,
and, you know, it's a don't want to get quite that close to the outside of the racetrack, and so what's he do? Not moving inside.
That's right. Well, Cody Cam has spent his entire life on snowmobiles riding around trees. I'm sure that's no big deal for Cody Cam. Bottom of the hill, a lap and a half to go. The 53 continues to be your leader. Springer. Up the hill he goes again. Hello, Mr. Tree. Cody Cam to the outside this time. Ross Martin, Kyle Pauline, Adam Ridheim continue to be your top 4. A left-hander in the GoPro final turn. Pauline continues to try to work on Ross Martin. Mike, he just can't get around it.
No, he just can't find a line to get around or get close enough. 1 lap left to go. Look at Kyle going way to the outside. You know, here's the battle for second and third. Ross Martin on the 837. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Amsoil. Polaris out of Judnick Motorsports.
But there's your leader, the 53, second in his first Pro Open qualifier. Into the final turn on point and headed for the checkers. Cody Cam will win Heat 2, Round 2 of Amsoil Pro Open. Second will be Ross Martin. Kyle Pauline will come across in third. Adam Ridheim in fourth. And there's Ryan Springer making his way through the GoPro final turn. He'll run fifth.
So it's Berglund, Coutu, Kern, Johnstead, Danny Poirier sliding into fifth. Those are your 5 transfer spots right now.
Talking about that bubble spot, Travis Muller right now running in the 6th spot. Set us in quite a bit today, had some pretty solid runs, but unfortunately making his way into the LCQ. So we'll see how this race shakes out. Again, this is a 4-lap LCQ as we see the battles heating up front.
Berglund still out in front. Berglund racing out of Sweden. Racing for the Geek Squad, Fly Racing and Trent Michael. That would be the Hollow Racing team. There you see the battle. That's the bubble battle right there between the number 14 sled. That is James Johnstead, who's now out, and Travis Muller, who sits in 5th place. He would be the last qualifier in the back row.
But watching coming down this Dirty Dozen, still anybody's race coming through that tight roundabout corner through the FXR flag. See one rider just kind of losing it. And I don't believe that was one of your top 5 contenders,
I tell you what.
but it was Adam.
Yeah, and you're lucky that sled wasn't one of the sleds up towards the front of the pack of the field, because that would have really congested that corner, and I think we would have really had some issues down there. So that shakes things up just a tad bit further in the pack, but it's still Berglund, Coutu, Kern, Poirier, and Muller, as they now have 1 lap left to go. The last time down to the Dirty Dozen, they'll go uphill, and the back row will be set for the Pro Light Final.
Keeping an eye on this bubble spot now, coming into a yellow, so they are going to have to slow up, so really watching themselves. James Johnson, though, had a fantastic run down the hill, almost side by side. We'll see how it finishes up, though, as they go through the uphill one more time.
Everybody made it through there. Look at Coutu. Coutu trying to make a run on Berglund. Thing to remember is, hey, you're going to be in the final. All you got to do is finish this thing. So Alex Berglund will move on. Cole Coutu moves on. Travis Kern will be, no, I take that back. Danny Poirier will be your number 13 qualifier. Travis Kern, the 14th qualifier, and Travis Muller, the last into the final as your number 15 qualifier.
And starters' hands. And they're racing in Iowa. Into the turn they go, 3 abreast.
Oh, look at them. Anderson, Oman, Farmer.
I'll say the 405 with the stud boy hole shot. That was Jackie Farmer, but out front goes the 170.
Out front.
Alina Oman to the lead, but for the moment, here comes the 405.
Jackie's got the outside line. Try to cut down underneath. Nope. Oman took the line away.
Ran out of racetrack for the moment, but the race has just begun, Mike.
He's your early race leader, Alina Oman.
It's Oman, I should say, yeah, it's Oman, it's Farmer, and it's Brodeur, 1, 2, 3 right now in the Pro-Am Women Division, but look at the battle for second. I believe it was a clean pass into second for the 31 of Megan Brodeur.
Boy, Brodeur did not have a good rounds in Michigan. Now able to pick things back up. Let's watch them as they shake their way back up the hill here. Those sleds just trying to grab snow and pull their way to the top of the hill. The Amsoil finish line, and look at Farmer. Farmer trying to get around Maylene Anderson still.
Let's set the field with 4 laps to go. It's Alina Oman, Megan Brodeur, Maylene Anderson, your top 3. Jackie Farmer in 4th and Amanda Dutzman in 5th. Then Marky Farmer in 6th, Tasha Lang 7th, Jennifer Martell 8th, 9th is Tatum Hacks, and 10th is Alexa Zanstra. That is your top 10.
If you remember Jackie Farmer in both her interviews, she was on the podium both nights in rounds 11 and 12 in Michigan. She said that she has recommitted herself, working extremely hard both in the gym and on the racetrack to try to make herself a stronger racer. It's really showing here.
At the top of the hill, Alina Oman, Megan Brodeur, and Malene Anderson continue to be your top three. And down the hill they come. The lead was 1 second at the top of the hill.
Here comes Anderson. She has
That's
really
Brodeur,
she's really made up some ground on Alina Oman.
That is absolutely right, Mike. Here comes Megan Brodeur. Up the hill they go. Now Oman starts to pull away a bit at the top of the hill. A little squirrely that time for Megan Brodeur, and she lost some ground to Alina Oman.
Yeah, Megan seems to be a little faster on the downhill, and especially on the transition from the downhill to the uphill. Let's watch her as she comes into your shot right now. 2 laps left to go. Brodeur on the 31 Skidoo. Meanwhile, Oman on that 170 Polaris.
Down the hill they come, and look at Megan Brodeur. You nailed it, Mike.
And
much faster down the hill.
And they've got lappers now in front of them. Can Megan Brodeur make that work for her?
An inside look from Brodeur. Oman to the outside. Again, Brodeur to the inside. Now they're dealing with lap traffic. Oman slows up just a bit. The 170 at the top of the hill. And inside looks the 31 again. Mike, look at this battle.
Right there.
One lap to go. And down the hill comes our leader, Alina Oman.
Blue flags waving on the racetrack, meaning pull over. Here come your leaders.
Brodeur to the outside, Mike.
Lappers again.
Inside move.
Has she got enough? Nope, she's just not quite there.
Half a lap to go in the Pro-Am Women Final. And Megan Brodeur giving her all she can.
She's got to charge hard up the hill here, try to make something happen on one of these corners. Oman took the line away there. Now it's got to come down underneath here. Cut
and
underneath.
Out of the last turn, Alina Oman, the flames, the flags fly, and Alina Oman wins the Pro-Am Women Final over Megan Brodeur, the best Pro-Am Women Final we've seen all year.
0.6 of a second.
Happened here in Dubuque, Iowa. Then Malene Anderson holds on for third. Jackie Farmer will come across in fourth, just ahead, if it stays like it is right now, in fifth of Marky Farmer. For the Pro-Am Women Final, finishing third on an Arctic Cat, all the way from Norway for Fratellone Companies, FXR, Arctic Cat, and Speedworks, the number 93, Malene Anderson. Finishing second from Quebec, Canada, for Anderson Racing, Fly Racing, Skidoo, BRP, and Walls Unlimited, the 31 Skidoo of Megan Brodeur. And your winner all the way from Alsman, Sweden, for Davies Racing, Polaris, BASF, Light and Oil, and Tri-State Filter, the 170 Polaris of Alina Oman. A great race in the Pro-Am Women Final. Let's go down to Chelsea Skorich and hear how they did it. Chelsea?
Quite a race here in Pro-Am Women. In the third spot, Malene Anderson. Malene, what was your favorite part about the track here in Iowa?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out all day, and yeah, it's different going up and down, and yeah, I don't know.
What was the most challenging?
The doubles.
There we go. Who do you want to thank tonight for your third spot?
My team, Fratellone Racing, Arctic Cat, my mom, my dad, Speedworks, my sister, my boyfriend. Yeah, Sunny for bringing me my parts so I could be up here today. And yeah, FXR, EVS, Buy, Stud Boy, RSI, and all my sponsors back home, and yeah, everyone I forgot. Thanks.
Congratulations, Malene. Over in second spot, we've got Megan Brodeur. You can come on down, dear. So you did not give Alina very much room at the end of the race. What is the extra push that you need to get up on top?
Try to have a better start, maybe start in front so I don't eat all the roost. So yeah, but that was a fun race. It was hard to go through the lappers and everything. Yeah, it was very fun. And I'd like to thank my team, Anderson Racing, my dad, my mom, my sisters. Also everyone in Quebec who's watching me, BRP Skidoo, Fly Racing, Scott Goggles, CNA Pro Skis, Stud Boy Traction, NKLS. Everyone I forgot, thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Megan. And your top lady here tonight, we've got Alina Ullman. Now, Alina, let's talk about that start. You were 3 wide with a couple other girls right off the start. How did you muscle your way to the front?
I just gave it all. I know the start was important here, and the track was a lot smoother than the round, so the whole trip was everything.
And who do you want to thank tonight?
My team, Davis Racing, Polaris, Walker Evans, my mechanic, Rob Mason, CNA Pro Skis, Henches Racing, Woodies, my boyfriend, my family, and everyone back home in Sweden. Thank you.
Congratulations, Alina. That was your top 3 here in Pro-Am Women. I'm going to toss it back to the booth. We'll be right back, though, with trivia.